E ngā huia kaimanua katoa ki uta, ki tai, i tēnei whenua taurikura o tātou. Nau mai, taringa ariari mai ki tēnei wānanga, e tāwharau tia nei e ngā mā tāpono tuku iho. Welcome to Mata with me, Mehingarangi Forbes, brought to you by Te Māngai Pāho and Irirangi Te Motu, New Zealand on Air. Te Taito MP, Mariameno Kapa-Kingi, has been reinstated to Te Pāti Māori following a significant win in the High Court. It comes after a long-running feud, which includes allegations of financial mismanagement and nepotism, as well as claims of greed, avarice and entitlement. At the centre of it all, a major falling out between Kiri Tamihiri Waititi and Eru Kapa-Kingi, a dispute that's played out not just on social media, but on the pai at Waitangi. Now it's seemingly back to business for Mariameno Kapa-Kingi, but how does that work in practice, given the very public and very personal fallout over the last few months? And can Te Tai voters still have faith in Te Pāti Māori? Hei whakamārama I ōna whakaaro kua tau mai nei, ko te mema parimata mō te tai tokirau, ko Mariameno Kapa-Kingi. Mōrena, kei te pēhea koe?
Mōrena, e pai anau, pai mutunga.
When the court decision came out last week, who called you from Te Pāti Māori and what did they offer up? He
text noiho. Ko te pātai menei wā tēnau mō ngā miniti, te kau miniti pēr kia hei kōrero. So it already messaged and asked for if I was available at a particular time. We haven't managed to pull that off. My view is it requires more than 10 minutes. Tāku nei whakaaro. So yeah, koina noiho. So nothing's offered up, no real significant or important conversation set aside yet.
But given the nature of that court decision, was there a kōrero there, like an apology or an acknowledgement?
No, not at all. No, it's the silence is deafening, e ponona. And I would say their press release probably reflects where their thinking is at and
what do you think? Practice. What do you think it is?
I think what I observe, what I can tell from what I'm observing is that it is we just carry on camping. We just get on with the work, and that's what I'm sensing it is, because I haven't heard anything otherwise. Though, as you say, with the decision and the weight of it, I would expect more, and I do expect more.
Te Pāti Māori talks a lot around tikanga, Kawa, Māori values. Would you expect hoho te rongo?
I would. I would. I would expect that at the least, which means it's there's time and there are acts of remorse shown. Those things have to be evident going forward. And yeah, nothing yet.
When was the last conversation you had with Party President John Tamihiri?
The last conversation was more of not a conversation so much, but just some words thrown about, not good words, bad words really, bad sentiments. So that was the last time back in November, I think, in the room that time when that.
So you haven't heard from your party president following that court case that reinstates you?
No, correct, I have not.
What would accountability look like for you?
So the ball is in the court of the membership now in terms of the party. So there is clearly 55 pages of evidence to say this occurred and it was unlawful. So any right-thinking Māori in a membership or even individually should recognise that that's we need to do something with this. We need to act on this. So the ball's in the membership court. Did I see an email or something come through about a request for an SGM? Whether that's, again, that's up to the membership. So I think accountability starts to look like that. And the leadership has to look at themselves and make some decisions given our election year.
An SGM is a special general
Yes,
meeting.
special general meeting.
What would be the purpose of that? Is it revote?
Yeah, well, the Constitution allows for a special general meeting, and it would be to consider the leadership and certainly consider the evidence in the 55-page judgment.
Do you have confidence in the current executive?
My expectation is that we need to consider everything that's occurred since October, in fact, even since August of last year. And now that the judgment's come out, I would expect that the leadership, the co-leaders, think seriously about what it's telling us, what it told me, what it deemed unlawful, and not just cast it off as just that was a bit of a rough one and let's just get on. So
because they stood,
Yes.
up in front of the media,
Yes.
and they stated that you had,
yes,
what was the wording? You'd brought disrepute,
Yes.
was it, to the party?
yes, they did.
Do you have confidence in them, Debbie Ngāre Wapaka and Rawiri Waititi, as co-leaders?
Well, I don't think anyone has given the judgment, but I recalled that actually just the other day, and I remember feeling what that was when you get that. Yeah, when you get that, your leaders talk like that. And then now in a 55-page report, they are shown to be unlawful. So, yeah, do I have confidence? It's a trust thing for me, and do I feel, can I trust them? Right now it is on very shaky ground. But I am a forever hopeful person, and so I'm keen to have those straight and discussions and just see what that comes of that me. So it does.
You're such a strong wahine, and ask you that question, and it makes you tangi. Does it feel personal?
Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah.
In reality, can you still work together?
In Kohewhata, November, we had close to 250, 270 whānau turn up at the marae. And they were very clear about their expectations of me, and that they did not see that was a place where I would be respected, cared for, and honoured as a wahine no te taitokero. So nothing since the judgment has shown that anything's changed really. And then of course, we saw what happened at Waitangi. So I am forever hopeful, and I am, I'm tough. I'm tough when I need to be, and then I'm not.
Might you still leave?
The kaupapa, truly and honestly, I think when I first ever spoke about this, I talked about te taitokero as voting for me, pushing for me, requiring me to do the right job for te taitokero, to show up, to do the work, to represent with all my heart and mind present to it. So that's still there for me. That's still there for me. My memory of Tariana, putting those questions to me at that time, they're still real for me. I don't forget those things. Like, you can't forget those things. You shouldn't forget those things. And I don't. And so the kaupapa itself, I don't think belongs to any individual alone or even any party. I think it's we all, you and me. That's our kaupapa, really.
I know we're still, 7 months out, but what are your people of Te Tai Tokirau, particularly, your exec,
Yes.
that you call your exec, the people
Yes.
around you, your korowai, what are they telling you? And at this stage, is it likely you are still standing for Te Tai Tokirau, for Te Pāti Māori?
They, my executive, are fully supportive of me and what I've done since then. Just stayed in the house, shown up, did the work, shown up well, not just showed up well. They expect me to continue to do that, and that further conversations need to happen before any of those other decisions are made, Mihi. But they are concerned still about whether I would be valued, respected and loved in the settings that are still the same.
Have you got a deadline that you're going to make a decision? So when would voters of Te Tai Tokirau know what Mariameno Kapa-Kingi is going to do and who she's going to stand for?
I don't have a date on it, to be honest, but I can feel the tension of it. We've got Kui at Māngungu. She just rolls up, what's the plan, Mino? Just tell me. I don't want to, because they don't want to hear the noise. That's ours to deal with, actually, all that stuff. But they just want to know, are you still standing? We want you there. You're not going anywhere. Whatever happens, you're not going anywhere. So I do get that positive love and pressure from our people. And it's just great. Yeah. That's great.
Speaking of Te Tai Tokirau, Waitangi, the wife of co-leader Rawiri Waititi Kiri Waititi Tamihiri, crossed the Atia to perform a manawa wera to your son. What were you thinking in the moment?
I think it was picked up on some TV screen. Like I wasn't sure what was going on, to be honest, thinking surely, and there was a moment there I'm like, that's my son, that's my son. And so I felt this natural protection, I guess. But when those feelings are real, but when you kick in and you're thinking quickly, there are a few other things that were in play. You've got the general manager of Te Pāti Māori acting in such a way. You have the Pāti coming on with the three people and with government, which we hadn't done that for a few years. We'd come on in our own mea. So we came on in that way, and then suddenly that behaviour occurs. So what I had it mean in my mind is that it is a political stunt, and to be treated with that kind of, thinking. That was it for me. There was this immediate reaction, mama, and then, okay, there we go. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw me stand up and then sit down. And everybody saw how Edu responded.
Came on the back of a speech from Rawiri Waititi.
Yes.
Yes. How had how do you think his speech had been received at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to Rawiri preaching, in that manner. So he puts out that way, and it's received and it's put sincerely. And then that the GM's response, it just didn't make sense. It didn't align. So which one are we to believe?
I wonder a question around Kawa and tikanga following that manawa wera. What should have been done, in your opinion, if anything, by the pai?
There was certainly some, and there's ongoing talk about how our taumata might have dealt with that. But it's interesting, Mihi, because it's like it literally just happened, boom, and then it's done. And might the opportunity have been gone by so quickly that something could have responded from the ngā wahine. I think our taumata, we heard some of the responses following that, Edu dealt with it in a very seemly and very good way. Didn't overreact, didn't anything. In fact, he might have just taken his glasses off to see what's actually going on. So, to the taumata, I think we did... I think we did all that we could in the very short seconds in which that occurred. But now it probably is something that we're going to have to think more about whether those things
How did
are
the
responded to.
haukainga, how did the pai feel afterwards?
Yeah, e tahi kariri, ngā wahine e riri ana. Because again, it's the kōrero that was put, and I think Naida might have said something in this regard, but the kōrero was put, and particularly about our tupuna kōrero, and then, next minute, ka puta mai tēnei ngāngaraka, and that kind of behaviour. So, not happy. And as far as the chairperson of the Runanga was concerned, that was it, the last nail in the coffin, as it were, I think, Kotana.
Both you and Takuta were expelled from the party together,
Yes.
around the same time last year. Takuta has stood by you, gone out on a limb for you, you could say. How will you reciprocate that for him and his situation?
It's great when a colleague who's unafraid and can think through stuff just steps up, and does that. So what we have as a working thing right now, we work together, we literally share an office together, we caucus together, we function together. So and we've talked about how we were going to, manage this. I was ready and prepared and supported to take court action, and he was always and ever supportive of me doing that. And we just, we share information, we work together, we have kai together, including kina, and that's, I guess it's a natural relationship we have.
I feel like in his presser last week, he left the door open to being reinstated or being invited back into. Will you be pushing for him to be reinstated?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the most obvious thing. I don't, and again, I think it's one of those particular take that's to be put and discussed.
You'll put yourself on the line for him?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
We talk about rangatahi voices too a lot. All of us in Te Iwi Māori, not sure all of us follow through. In terms of Te Pāti Māori though, Hana or Rini, both young voices who hold seats, could you be part of a party that they led?
I think it's, again, Mihi, I think it's one of those bigger conversations. When we had our kohewhata hui, we went kohewhata, and we went to Kirikiriroa with Hana, and we were with Orini in between that. And so I got to see in my team how they support each of their MPs. It's a take that we need to, in a bigger scenario, decide, have that debate inside caucus.
Are you for tight?
Well, yeah, actually. Well, we were with Tash even, I reflected on her this morning and remembered the times when we were doing all our things as a four. And then, of course, Orini came in and we work together. We still connect together. We still talk with one another. But I see how tough it is for them, actually. I can see how strained it is for them.
For everyone? Is everyone isolated from each other? Are things difficult in the party generally between everyone?
I think this situation has taken a toll, and hard to know where to move first, what the timing of it is. I think that's taken a toll on everybody. But I think when Hana, so young as she is, and then Orini, so new in the role, and her trying to deal with her own frustrations, I think it's taken a toll on all of us.
Te Ao Māori is waiting for a move. Olo Jean Prime is standing for Labour in Te Tai Tokiro. She's a former minister, worked incredibly hard for Te Kapotai Ngāpuhi Ngāti Hine. What's your move, Mariameno? You're going to... Well, I mean, here's some options. You can stand as an independent, you can stay where you are, or you and Takuta could leave and start a party. Any of those an option?
This week, and next week, if I get my leave, is all about going back and meeting with our taitokero whānau mihi, and in fact, yeah. So we've got one of our hui first set for hui wahine to do that and go back to kohewhata. So once I know that, once I get a full-blown sense of that from everybody, I think I'll have a steer. I'll have a steer on what is the next moves. If I was to take the read from kohewhata, that was, well, there's no sense of an independent something or anything like that, other than you cannot go back into that place. It is completely unsafe for you. But I'm looking forward to the next tui in kohewhata, the next tui in te huku, the next tui in whāngarei, and so on, because I think I'll get a much better sense of what people are expecting from me next.
Are you worried about splitting the vote on the left?
I think those conditions are real. So, and again, I think that's part of the finer detail of how we discuss that when I go home.
What specific policies is Te Pāti Māori or yourself promoting that would make a material difference to the lives of the people in Te Taitokero? Why should people vote for you?
Why should they vote for me? I've got a level of experience and maturity as a practitioner working in the health and social justice sector for more than 35 years now. I've got scars on me, you know. I'm not, and I'm unafraid. I'm unafraid. I think that's shown in the last 6 months. So I'm unafraid, I'm experienced, I'm from Te Taitokero, I'm a wahine from Te Taitokero, so that always, in my view, puts you ahead. So I think those things, and all of that experience has shown me and where I've preferred to work is with mokopuna, their mamas and their whānau, and the right and the ability to live well, feed, take your kids to the doctors, fill up the gas tank, well, particularly now, register for your car, you know, all of those things that allow our mama and yes, our papa. So this isn't a not instead of papa, but I do have a focus and an experience that puts me squarely in the mama wahine kuia space. So I've got that experience, and I intend to make that matter even more.
What kind of toll has all this taken on you and your whānau?
Yeah. Isn't it funny? God, I do fancy myself as a bit of a tough girl. I think people might have seen that recently at the Korawaka retreat, which was hilarious in a way, but true.
But also
true.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Been tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And unnecessary. This could have been figured out better. Yeah.
What's your message to the leadership?
Yeah. Not everybody's suited to it. Leadership, you might. Not as I see. My message is we should have done better, and we can do better. We need to
Still hope. Is there still hope?
Yeah. Well, I'm a hopeful individual in the main. I am, and I think e pono tonu ana te kaupapa. But it does take a certain kind of person and individuals and groupings to, I think, to understand what's going on for mamas in their homes, what's going on for mokopuna, what's going on for, and so I think my message would be we need to think again, we need to gather again, because the kaupapa is still true. Koina.
Tēnā koe. Tēnā rawatu koe me o whakaro, me o kōrero hoki Kia ora.
Tēnā koe.
I te whakarongo ake tātou kia Mariameno Kapa-Kingi. Mātāmua ko te kupu, ko te wānanga, ko te whakaaro Māori, hei taharangi mō tātou katoa. E mihi atu nei ki te Māngai Pāho me irirangi te motu. Nā rāua, tēnei hōtaka I taunaki. We'll be back with more mata in a fortnight. Nohoro mai.